What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I don't think this is going to be a very long video, but I want to talk about the Winnipeg Jets and their last 3 games because, I see a lot of people kind of freaking out a little bit, and I don't think it's super warranted. There's a few things that are definitely annoying about how the Jets have been playing, the last week or so, but I don't think it's worth freaking out about like I see online at the moment. So let's take a look at the last, 3 games, right? Nashville, Dallas, and now, most recently, the Edmonton Oilers. Now let's start in Nashville, okay? First of all, that game should have been a win, for sure. Jets should have been able to win that game. They got outplayed a little bit in the first half. They took it to them in the second, and they just weren't able to beat Saros. They had their chances. That was coming off of, I think, 4 or 5 wins in a row. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, one of the 2, they played really well, and they just ended up losing a game where the other team played very well. Hats off to Nashville. They're on a little bit of a heater as of late. I don't think that was anything too scary. And look, I get it, it's the Nashville Predators. On paper, they're not really that scary of a team, but they're a pretty, okay team. I think that they're surprising a lot of people this season. So far, through a quarter of the year, they are in the wildcard hunt. So, hats off to Nashville for definitely doing whatever they can. Barry and the boys over there, putting together a squad. I think they're going to be a really nasty team in a few years. Now, the Dallas Stars, okay? This is a different beast. Dallas is legit. I think they are, maybe a sleeper to be a cup contender. They are a really good team that no one seems to be talking about that much this season. Obviously, they are regarded as one of the top teams in the Central, as they should be. However, just not getting that, maybe that focus that a lot of other teams are getting. But they are damn good, and they are very good defensively. Definitely a veteran group that's, a large part of them have been together for a while. Jason Roberts and Seg and Ben, those 3, and then you tie in like Rupe Hintz, Heiskanen, all these other guys in there. They're a very good team. Doesn't help the Jets' case that they have Jake Ottinger, a Vezina-level goaltender. They're just top to bottom really good at everything. And the Jets hung in that game. Back and forth, it was like 1-0 Dallas all game, and Dallas just ended up winning that game 2-0. And, you can't really be too upset. The Jets had their chances. Maybe you can, complain a little bit about the power play and those 5-on-3 opportunities. It was pretty lackluster and not inspiring at all, and it had the Jets, maybe put one home on those 5-on-3s. You'd like to at least score on one of them. Not very often you get 2 5-on-3s in a game, and the Jets definitely on the first one sucked. That was not good. And the second one, they had their opportunities, but nothing too dangerous that you would like, right? So it sucks, but at the end of the day, the Jets did play a pretty good game 5-on-5 against Dallas, and they hung in there. I wasn't too mad at that game, to be honest. It is what it is. It's going to be tough to beat the Dallas Stars. Now, the Edmonton game, this is where people are getting upset, right? Because let's start off with the narrative of the Oilers and, how their struggles this year at the beginning really have just been the talk of the NHL for a long time. Connor McDavid wasn't looking like himself, and maybe the Oilers were viewed as a team that was out of it, but in their division, in the West, they are definitely not out of it. They are on a streak now with the win against the Jets. They have won 4 in a row. Connor McDavid is on fire, yada, yada, yada. But the annoying part about this game was that, Jets were up 1-0 for the longest time. They played a pretty okay 55 minutes. I'm not going to lie. Look, you can only do so much against McDavid. You are going to get hemmed in by the Oilers. But the Jets couldn't win a face-off to save their lives. They were under 30% in the draw on the night. That is disgusting. That's not good at all. Scheifele, Connor, they played fine. Velarde's just getting back up to speed. I thought Ehlers played pretty good. And the defense held up as much as they could. They shut down Connor, as well as they could. But eventually the dam broke, and it was on a stupid Darnell Nurse shot. It just went off Hellebuck's glove and trickled in, and that's a backbreaker, right? You can't be having that. He played great all game, and of course that's the one that goes in. It is incredibly frustrating, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, it's such a fluke goal. DeMello kind of screened Hellebuck too on it. It sucks. I get it. It's not what we wanted, but that's the result. The number one thing, though, you cannot do against the Oilers is take penalties. You cannot get an influx of penalties because they have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Those are 2 of the best hockey players in the world right now, and they're gonna feast, they're gonna find the net, they're gonna score, and sure enough, Leon Draisaitl scores the dagger to win. He scores the game winner on the power play. Shocker. The Jets don't have a very good PK to back that up anyway, so it's just really frustrating that that's how the game ended. I feel like the Jets played well enough to win that game. I think maybe they should have had a few more goals, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Edmonton deserved to win that game. They were flying around. They definitely had more chances 5-on-5. Winnipeg did score on the power play. I thought the power play looked okay, but it was just, one of those nights where you could sense something bad was going to happen, and sure enough, it did. But look, through those 3 games, sure, they were winnable, of course, but I don't think the Jets played as bad as maybe some other people are making it out to be. Sure, Kyle Connor, you'd like to see him score a little bit, did not score in any of the 3 games there. Mark Scheifele played really great. Cole Perfetti's been breaking out this season. I don't think there's really a ton you can be upset with. I truly don't think so. I think they played really great against Dallas. I thought that was maybe definitely not one of their best games of the year, but they went stride for stride with Dallas. I thought they played fine. Nashville, you probably want to win that game, but coming off of 5 straight wins, or whatever it was, 4 or 5, it looked really good. Against Edmonton, you definitely did get outpaced, but those guys are fast. I mean, you can only do so much against Draisaitl and McDavid, and when you're getting a double dose of those guys, it's tough. For sure it is, and that's with any team, right? I'm not making an excuse only for the Jets. It is tough to contain those guys. McDavid had 12 points in his last 3 games coming into it. Like, the guy is unhinged, so good. And, they just did what they could against that, and they actually stifled him pretty well. He didn't have a shot through the first 2 periods, and Draisaitl only had 1, so it is frustrating that goal went in on Hellebuck, but it is what it is, and you can't change it now. Just got to move on, and hopefully, taking on the Blackhawks Saturday, a little bit of a lesser opponent for Winnipeg. If they can shut down Bedard, he can pretty much shut down pretty much the rest of that team. There's not a whole lot there. So the message of this video is just, Jets fans, let's not panic. It's very early on in the season. We're barely a quarter of the way through. I think that this has been a very good team. We get Filardi back now. We're going to have Billy Handel back soon, and we're going to get reinforcements in the new year come, the trade deadline as that approaches. I think that this is a really good team, and I don't think that we need to smash the panic button as of yet. Maybe in a week I feel differently, right? Maybe stuff changes, but as of right now, I don't think it's worth freaking out about. So we're going to look for a bounce back game against the Blackhawks, but I am going to hop on out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave your thoughts down below in the comments section. What did you guys think about the Jets in their last 3? 3 tough losses, all in regulation, and, you would like to win one of those games at least, but it is what it is. But I want to hear, kind of what you guys thought about the last week or so of Jets hockey. Definitely leave your thoughts down below. Now, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Lots of Jets content here on the way, as well as some other teams, so keep an eye out for those. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go! Bye-bye.